Hey, what's up? What up? What up? What up, man? What's up, man? Who we got in the house today, man? This your boy, Big Man. You already know what it is, man. Tuesday night, we going live, and you know what it is. So let's see who we got in the house today, man. Don't be scared to shout out your city, where you're from, or shout out your city in the chat, man. I'll be reading those off until we kick it to the intro, and until we get a couple more people up in here. So, man, holla at your boy, man. Don't be afraid. You know what I mean? So, man, we got a lot going on in hip-hop right now. I mean, it's almost too much to cover, right? So we've got the Tory Lanez trial going on. This thing has been going on starting yesterday, and we're starting to get more and more details throughout the court case about what could have possibly happened. Now we're sitting in a situation where Tory Lanez, man, it goes from looking up to down depending on how you want the trial to come out. You know what I mean? Now, I'm neither here nor there. You know what I mean? I just think that this is a crazy situation that we're watching play out, man. Only so many times do you have these epic trials like this, and it seems like this is the time, and it's Tory Lanez trial this time, right? So let's see what we got in the house. We got Street Flames Crew. What up? What up? Hudgy Pacino, excuse me, Effect said, let's get it, man. Let's get it. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button in here, and make sure you shout out your cities in the chat, so that way, you know what I mean, I can show you all that love back. But yeah, so we got the Tory Lanez trial going on, man. We got all this craziness going on with him, and obviously the situation with the Megan Thee Stallion accusations, and he's trying to fight that right now. Then, simultaneously, we got the whole situation going on with Grove Hero and the Young Dolph situation. And there's also updates in the Takeoff situation, man. So, man, we're going to be talking about that and YMW Melly. A lot going on today. But, man, in order for us to get things started, y'all help me out. Hit that like button. Let's go. You know what I mean? We got Cleveland in the house. I see you, Memphis 901. I see the 757. I know that's Virginia. What up, man? Salute, man. Salute. Look like somebody from SCO Gang or whatever. Hampton, Virginia in the house. What's up, man? What up? What up? What up? What's going on? What up, man? So let's get things kicking off, man. Let's actually, man, y'all hit that like button, and we're gonna get to the intro, man. So let's get to this intro so we can get to the good stuff, right? Hey, welcome everybody in the house, in the place to be, man. Oh yes, man. So, man, we got a lot to talk about today. So let's start off somewhere familiar, man, or where everybody's talking about this story, man. Tory Lanez, of course, you can see from the screen there. But, man, let's actually look at some of the people who are there on the ground. So there's a guy by the name of Lawyer for Workers. And this guy is actually there on the ground at the courthouse, going in there every day to talk about the updates. Now, earlier today, the trial changed a little bit because Meg Thee Stallion was seen actually walking into the courthouse. Let's see if we have that, man. I want to bring that up, man. Meg Thee Stallion, and besides walking into the courthouse, she actually testified. So I want to see if we have that photo of her, or at least a video of her walking into the courthouse. My bad. Maybe we don't. But all right, so let's get things kicked off here, man. We're going to start it off here with this guy right here. His name is Lawyer for Workers. He's been covering the case, and he's been giving updates. And watch the defense's opening statement. You would say, what the hell? Let's actually look at his update from yesterday.
Breaking the Tory Lanez trial, we had opening statements. Opening statements are still actually going. We had to pause midway through for lunch. Better than TV. If you watch the prosecution's opening statement, you would say guilty. If you then watch the defense's opening statement, you would say, what the hell is the prosecution thinking, charging him? Basically, the prosecution started with this story. They said that, hey, they're all at the party, and Tory is leaving the party with Meg. They're in the car. An argument breaks out, during which Meg says and insults his skills as a rap artist. This leads to a situation where she gets out of the car and he shoots at her feet and yells, "Dance, bitch." And then she ends up at a hospital, and a doctor takes out 3 fragments of bullet wounds from her foot. Now, if you just hear, and the prosecution says that Kelsey, the other woman in the car, is going to testify that.
Now, that is wild, man. When you hear about that, I know the screen went a little crazy right there. I was trying to get it the right size for you guys. But when you hear about that, it just sounds wild. Ever since this whole case kicked off, these allegations sound wild, man. Now, that's not to say that he's innocent. I'm not saying that. And I'm not trying to justify anything that happened to Megan Thee Stallion or her friend Kelsey. But as we get updates each and every day from this trial, it's got me swaying back and forth. I'm going to be honest, man. So let's go.
Tory shot Meg. And Kelsey has a text message where she texts somebody that, hey, Tory shot Meg. And then the rest of the prosecution's case is based on all these calls and texts where Tory's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so drunk." He never says that I shot him. He's just like, "Oh, I'm just so sorry. I'm so drunk." So question what he's apologizing for. So that's the prosecution's case. Seems pretty easy. Then the defense comes up, and man, it gets spicy. First, the defense goes, they're not telling you about half of what's going on. The most important thing they're not telling you about an eyewitness who saw 2 women fighting, Kelsey and Meg. And so let's talk about why them 2 are fighting. Let's talk about how she was in the front seat. The gun was caught in the front seat. Let's talk about how she might have gunpowder. She does have gunpowder. Let's talk about how this has nothing to do with the fight between Tory and Meg and everything to do with the fight between Meg and Kelsey. And then the defense starts dropping the bombs.
Okay, now hopefully you guys are locked in and listen to what exactly they're about to start dropping, because this was all the tea that came from yesterday, and I can't even believe I said tea, but like that's exactly what this is. So let's go.
He basically says this, that they're in the car. Yeah, they left, but do you know why they left? They left because Kylie and Tory were in the pool together. And Kelsey and Meg both felt some type of way about that, to the point that Meg felt really some type of way about that, and she was really trying to go, to the point that eventually, because of how Meg is acting, this is according to the defense, Kylie Jenner goes to Megan Thee Stallion and says, "It's time for you to leave." They all leave. The defense's point is what happens in the car is this. Tory questions Kelsey, "Hey Kelsey, why are you backing up Meg for me trying to, get it on with Kylie Jenner? Meg has been snaking men from you your whole life. I hooked up with you, Kelsey, and then Meg went behind your back and hooked up with me."
This is messy, man. It's super messy. Bruh. Let's go.
And Kelsey, this is not the first time. You had been hooking up with Ben Simmons. Meg went behind your back and hooked up with Ben Simmons. You had been hooking up with DaBaby. Meg went behind your back and hooked up with DaBaby. And so the defense starts dropping all these grenades. The crowd is captivated. The jury's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And there's every reason to believe that there could have been a fight here, not between Tory and Meg, but between Meg and Kelsey. And the shooting could have not been Tory. It could have been done by any one of the other people in that car. What does all of this mean? Well, I'll tell you a couple things. First, Corey Gamble, Kris Jenner's husband, is going to testify, so this will continue to be must-see TV. 2, the judge is terrific. I expect a very fair trial. The lawyers on the defense side are terrific. I don't know what the government lawyer was doing, giving an opening presentation that...
Man, it sound like somebody in the back with a cheese grater or something, man, or melting down some metal or something, man, but let's go.
Made it seem like the most open and shut case ever, when in fact there are huge questions, including an eyewitness who saw 2 women fighting, suggesting that you have to explain that theory to the jury, and you didn't. So I don't love the prosecution's opening in that regard. Stay tuned. We'll have the full coverage here. It's up and it's stuck in the Tory Lanez trial.
Now, you heard all of that he had to say, right? So this ended up being just like for blogs or even for gossip sites or anybody who's into the, that community or whatever that keeps up with like the tea and all that, like the shade room. This trial, like these details in the trial came out to be really, really juicy for them, man, because there was a lot of things being revealed that we didn't know. Certain NBA players' names being thrown in there, the likes of like Kylie Jenner, Corey Gamble, people that you see on TV that are kind of super A-list and extremely wealthy. So this trial is going somewhere totally different. But, man, let's continue, man, because dude wasn't done there. He actually gave another update, and I want to play it.
All right, we're back with the rest of the update in Tory Lanez. So we are taking our afternoon break. There's going to be more testimony at the end of the day. But right now, let me catch you up on what's happened since lunch. The defense continued and concluded their opening statement. They confirmed that their theory of the case is going to be that Kelsey was the shooter, Tory was just trying to break up the fight. Then...
Oh, y'all do me a favor. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Let's get those likes up, man. The less people we got in here, the more the likes it matters. So let's go.
The prosecution went up. They put on a police officer as their first witness. This is the police officer who arrived at the scene of the shooting. He testified about how he saw gun casings, blood spatter. This was a big mistake in my opinion because the defense attorney ended up tearing this police officer's testimony to shreds. He basically got the officer to admit that they did not use the proper evidence markers to mark and identify the location of every piece of evidence. So the police cannot tell you where blood was found exactly in relation to the gun casings, where based on the trail of blood the victim would have walked around. They can't tell and paint the whole story of what happened when the person got out of the car. Why, if you can't paint that story, why, if you didn't use the evidence markers, why, if you purportedly have a very simple case, did you waste your time making your first witness a police officer whose testimony is going to get torn to shreds by the defense attorney? Big mistake in my opinion, if you ask me. From here going forward, the defense will always be able to point out that the government's investigation is completely incapable of telling the jury about the movement of the victim outside of the car. So if you're trying to inject reasonable doubt, alternative theories, you've now done a great job setting it up that the government's story has holes in it. All right, we're back with the rest of the update in Tory.
So if judging by what he said right there, yesterday in court was kind of almost a win for Tory Lanez's defense, like saying that, yo, I ain't do it. So let's continue and see something that he dropped actually today that I want to show you guys. Actually, it was right there. Yeah, let me show you.
So this didn't occur to me yesterday during my coverage of the Tory Lanez trial. We're getting ready to go in here to day 2. But before I go in, let me tell you this point that sort of crystallized for me when I was on the No Jumper show talking about this case last night. Here's the prosecutor's theory of the case. And remember, prosecutors are supposed to have discretion. They're out searching for the truth. Here's their theory of the case, what they intend to prove at trial. Megan Thee Stallion exits the vehicle. Tory Lanez comes out behind her, shoots 5 times while yelling, "Dance, bitch." Meg runs away from him, walks away from him, hobbles away from him. She's now 20, 30 feet away from him inside a driveway of a residential home. She's not yelling, "Help, somebody call the police," nothing like that. They don't say that, but this is their account of the story. Okay, so let's just go back to just their facts. So she's there at the end, at the driveway. Kelsey comes out behind her. Kelsey goes to console her. What does Tory do? Now he's walking towards her and Kelsey. What does Kelsey do? She sees that, yo, this man who just shot her 5 times is coming for more. So she tries to intercept him. What does Tory do? He beats on Kelsey, physically assaults her. Kelsey has never said this truth to the police. No charges were ever pressed against Tory for Kelsey. The prosecutors are supposed to find the truth. They're supposed to use their discretion to find the truth. To me, if that's the story that they're going with, welcome to America. They're ODing on him like prosecutors do. And they're not talking about so many of the other events in this story that are critical to finding the truth. That's not.
Okay, so you got his take on that. And that's an accurate assessment of what he heard in the courtroom yesterday. Now let's get to today, man. Now today, things took a different turn.
Day 2 of the Tory Lanez.
Things took a different turn because today, Megan Thee Stallion was actually on the stand. You know what I mean? A lot of her supporters were outside of the courthouse. They were there for her. And then a lot of new details came out within the case. You know what I mean? So let's actually look at what he has to say about that.
His trial is underway. It started with Megan Thee Stallion testifying. I'm going to take you through what she testified about in the morning. We're currently on lunch break. She's going to come back and complete her testimony this afternoon. It started with questions about Tory Lanez. She testified that she knew him only for a short time leading up to this incident. They were friends. She was asked, were you intimate? She said yes. She was asked, were you exclusive?
Now, that's a little different than what we heard when she was on, Good Morning America or whatever. But let's continue.
She said quite happily, no. Then they asked her about her relationship with Kelsey. She said that she's known Kelsey since freshman year of college. How do you know her? How would you describe the relationship? I found her answer very interesting. She said, I quote, "We did everything together." They asked her, hey, how do you feel about being here today? She was struggling through the testimony. I was a little surprised at her answer. She said, I don't feel good. I can't believe I have to come do this. not really sounding like a victim to me. She's a strong black woman. That's the image that the jury, I think, would have gotten of her. And I expected her to say something more like, I'm here for justice. I'm here to tell my truth. That man shot me. They asked her about when they left the party and when Tory got there. So she explained that initially she had gotten there with a larger group of people. Then later she asked Tory to come. By the time Tory got there, it was a lot fewer people. And then towards the end of the night, they asked her who was left. And she said it was basically just me, Tory, and Kelsey. And then we got in the pool. Then she said that when they were in the pool, her wig started getting loose. It was coming off. She felt uncomfortable, so she wanted to leave. She told Kelsey. Her and Kelsey went to the driver and said, hey, we want to leave. And this brings up the first point of contention where, according to Meg, the driver said, I won't leave without Tory. Now, obviously, Tory's team says Meg said she won't leave without Tory.
Now, they obviously had to leave. They were made to leave, right? Now, there's a lot of debate about why they had to leave, but it sounds like there was some sort of situation between their party, the people within their party, even at the pool party at Kylie Jenner's house. So this is crazy. Now, Corey Gamble, I'm assuming he was already there as well during the pool party because they were talking about bringing him out as well. So, man, let's get back. Let me let him rock.
And then the person actually, the defense attorney asked, well, why didn't Tory want to leave? And everybody was waiting for the answer to that question because that's the whole Kylie Jenner angle. Unfortunately, the defense objected. The judge said sustained. She didn't answer the question, why didn't Tory leave? The whole situation in the car. She testified that, hey, look, we all got in the car. I got out. An argument started to break out. Basically, Tory started the argument. I was shocked when she dropped and admitted that this argument started with Tory saying to Meg, hey, why are you snaking your friend like this? And basically revealing that he had hooked up with both of them, that they had been cheated on by him. And
man, Tory was getting around. Bro. Like, man, dude, like he was, wow. So it came out in court that Tory Lanez was, yes, he was messing with their friend Kelsey, and he was messing with Megan Thee Stallion, man, both of them. Now, the girl Kelsey, I don't think she knew that Tory Lanez was messing with Megan Thee Stallion as well, and that's what really started the argument, you know, besides the fact that he was trying to hit on Kylie Jenner. You know, a lot of people, I guess, in their party had a problem with that as well, man. So craziness. But let me finish this.
And this sort of led into the whole big fight. At one point, she gets out of the car, but then she did get back in because they convinced her to get back in, and then we get to the shooting. And here, there was some shocking stuff. So here's some of the key stuff. One, Meg described that, hey, look, I got out of the car, I looked back over me, and then I saw Tory holding a gun, pointing it at me, and he shot me after he said, dance, bitch. But then, this is the prosecution asking the questions, and even in the prosecution asking the questions, she said stuff that makes you scratch your head, which leads you to believe that what's going to happen under cross-examination. The prosecution asked her this, where was Kelsey when Tory was doing the shooting? You know what Meg said? Meg said, I didn't see Kelsey. I only saw Tory. Question, was she in your field of vision? Because she's right there. Where was she? If you can't answer that question, that doesn't seem like it adds up, especially not in a case where the theory from the other side is that there was a struggle and that Kelsey was the one who let off the gun. If the victim can't tell you where Kelsey is, that seems highly problematic to me. The other parts of the testimony that were a little bit confusing is they asked her, you know, where was Tory? Was he standing on the car? Was he standing on the ground? And she said, well, he was shooting up over the window, but I don't know if he was standing on something. And they asked her, how tall is he? She said, oh, I think he's like 5'3" or 5'4". He's taller than that, but that's not tall enough to shoot over the window of an Escalade while standing on the ground. And then they asked,
now, is that a I got you moment right there, or is that just maybe somebody could be mixing up their details, you know what I mean? Because it's a heated situation. I don't know. Y'all tell me in the chat.
Asked her, hey, was he on the passenger door, or was he on the front door or the back door? That's what she said. He's on the passenger side, and they were like, all right, well, was it the front door or the back door? She said, oh, I don't. The other part of her testimony that I found a little confusing, it didn't mesh with what the prosecutor said in his opening. The prosecutor said in his opening that Kelsey went to where Meg was, and that after Kelsey went to where Meg was, after Meg had been shot, that Tory was approaching them. Meg's testimony today was different. Meg's testimony was not that she got shot, she went away, and then Kelsey went to where she was, and then Tory came at the two of them. No, Meg's testimony is she got shot, she went away, and then she saw Kelsey and Tory both coming to them. Again, does not add up. We finished with, why did you not tell the police the truth? And this was very interesting, whereas typically prosecutors are in the business of supporting police officers.
Hey, what's up, man? Y'all get those likes up, man. Make sure you hit that like button. But we're going to keep rocking out. Let this go.
Here, they elicited testimony where Meg said, look, I didn't tell the police the truth because this was around the time George Floyd had been shot, and I thought if I told them the truth, they were going to shoot Tory. I didn't feel safe with the police. And I thought this was kind of weird, but she said it. She said, I'm a member of the black community, and in my community, we don't cooperate. What do I think? I think that the rest of the direct testimony is going to come out. It will be interesting. I think the defense attorney has a lot of room. Hey, what's up, bro? I think the defense attorney has a lot of room to poke holes in the story. And I think the rest of the witnesses are going to say things that the defense attorney is going to have to show that it doesn't all add up. That if Kelsey was right there, how is Megan Thee Stallion going and telling you that when I turned around and I saw Tory shot me, I have no idea where Kelsey was? Day 2 of the Tory Lanez trial is...
All right, so that was the latest update. I don't think he's had another one since then. Let me check, though.
Yeah.
No, nothing since then. So that was the latest update on the Tory Lanez case. So outside of that, it seems like, man, as far as the story goes, it's still confusing for a lot of people. You know, and even me. It's like, man, I don't know which way that this is going or which way that the court case is going to go. You know what I mean? Like, I know everybody is in full support of Megan Thee Stallion in this difficult time. But when it comes to this case, man, it's wild, man. It's a wild one. Y'all tell me in the chat what y'all think, right? Now, another story that came out, and maybe I should lead this up, was this right here that I just saw. And this talked more about what else was found or revealed in court. Now, hopefully you guys can see that. It says, Megan Thee Stallion testified that Tory Lanez offered her $1 million in hush money after allegedly shooting her.
Bruh.
What? That's crazy, man. What? $1 million in hush money? Now, to be honest, during that time, Tory Lanez, it was still during, there was a lot of lockdown and things like that. I don't know, man. Being able to just offer somebody $1 million, man, that's some big boy stuff. But, man, let's continue with this story. So it says, Megan Thee Stallion says that Tory Lanez offered hush money. Monday was officially day 1 of the opening statements in Tory Lanez trial regarding him allegedly shooting Megan Thee Stallion. It was revealed that the gun residue was found on both Tory and Kelsey Nicole, who was Meg's former friend at the time, who was with them on the night of the shooting. Megan finally testified on Tuesday morning, where she emphasized that Tory did shoot her, according to TMZ. She even claimed that the Toronto rapper offered her $1 million to not say anything about what happened at the time. Tory explained to Megan that he was on probation and couldn't afford cases like that. Tory faces 22 years and 8 months in prison if convicted. So he's looking at prison time. And right there below, you can see a little footage of Megan Thee Stallion entering the courthouse. You know, she had a lot of fans and a lot of support out there for her. And, you know, there were cameras everywhere. This is a crazy time, man. I'm pretty sure difficult for her and everybody involved. But y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments later on and even in the chat right now. Is this it for Tory Lanez, man? Is he like, is he done? You know what I'm saying? Is it like do you think that the trial is going in a way in these first 2 days where it seems like he's definitely going to be found guilty is what I'm wondering. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these moments, you know what I mean? They've been pretty bad, man. I'm going to keep it real. A lot of the things that have been read out in the court case have been crazy. And it seems like everybody's locked in on trying to get to the details. But, man, I am in no way understanding if he's gonna be found guilty or not right now. You know what I mean? Maybe that's because it's so early in this. And all the stories, so many different stories conflict. What Tory says is different. What has been reported before is different. But what's being said under oath is definitely different. And there's a lot of juicy details. Like Ben Simmons' name was thrown in there, saying that both Kelsey and Megan Thee Stallion were messing with Ben Simmons. He went out to social media and posted a meme to make fun of that and, you know, basically clap back at that allegation. But, man, right now it looks like we all locked in for a long trial period and then the eventual verdict. And we're going to be talking about it live here. You know it, man. So, okay, now that we got that Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion case stuff out the way, let's keep on the same track. Actually, man, let's talk about Grove Hero, man. We've been kind of talking about Grove Hero a little bit here, man. So let's talk about Grove Hero. Grove Hero is one of Young Dolph's homeboys, right? And he had a run-in earlier this week with, or I should say this weekend, with Lil Migo. So let's play a little bit of that to refresh some of your minds. Because, you know, it's painted that he ran down on Lil Migo, and Lil Migo had to get back because Grove Hero was on his heels. You know?
I told God, I asked God, man, don't let me see now one of them CMG. I swear to God. And there wasn't no guns involved. You hear me? I'm by myself. Who want to call with me? Who want to call with me? Yeah, shake. Yeah, then he gonna try to wait and call his partners, because his partners was on the back of the plane, but me and him on the front, Jad. You hear me? Man, I ain't sparing nobody. I'm from the Grove, bro. Know that. And I sprung on him, he ain't do nothing. But he a rapper. But he one of these rappers that you look up to, Jad. Man, stop playing with me, bro. Yeah, long live my boy Dog, man. Stop playing, man. I ain't letting no slide. It's over with. Anybody else I see, you ain't sliding. It's Migo. You Migo.
Now this, for those of you who are wondering, that was Grove Hero after this altercation right here. Or not even an altercation. We'll just call it what it was. A little skerfuffle, a scuffle to say. You know what I mean? So let's go.
Yo. You Migo? The beach up on. Hey, what you want to do? Come out here. Okay. Come on, don't be trying to call your partners, bro. It's just me and you on by myself. Shake, bruh. Man. All right, shake your head. Yeah. Don't be trying to call none of your partners. I'm by myself on God. Come on. Me and you outside. Shake your head. You're trying to wait on these partners. You are.
Yeah. So basically, Grove Hero, he released that video on his social media, right? Went viral. A lot of people were talking about the exchange between him and Lil Migo. Lil Migo tried to come back and say that it wasn't what it looked like, that Grove Hero swung at him and went to running. But after that, Grove Hero took to social media to explain more after a lot of the attention that this was getting, right? And in that video, he dropped some bombshells of information. So, man, let's get to that, man, because this is interesting. So let's check this out.
I couldn't hear that, bro. And I put tears in my eyes, bro. When I heard that little boy Trey say, man, I miss my dad, Mom. When I heard that f***ed me up, bro. That shit f***ed me up. And keep in mind, I said, if I see Jook, if I see Gotti, if I see Migo, or if I see Youngster, I'm gonna get on that. This shit ain't got nothing to do with nobody else, bro. I said if I see them folk, because these folk had something to do with it, bro. These folk don't know that Jook put a hit out, bro. Don't know this. You know what I'm saying? But nah.
Yeah. So basically, he's revealing information that Jook, Yo Gotti's older brother, always with CMG, one of the CMG representatives, had put a hit out, and it was for $40K. So man, let's continue.
All that, bro. I need to say that. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna tell the truth, bro. I ain't say, man, hey, bro, how you gonna feel if a nigga told you, hey, man, look, bro, man, Jook put a $40,000 hit on you, bro. Like, man, come on, bro. No problem with these folks. It's certain folks that got something to do with this. It's Jook, and Gotti really ain't got nothing to do with this shit. But Jook, his brother.
Now, that got a lot of people confused, because it sounded like he put a $40,000 hit on Dolph. But he could have also been saying that he put a $40,000 hit on him, and maybe even more for Dolph. But he basically is putting it out there that Jook, Yo Gotti's brother, is one of the people he feels is responsible for the death of Young Dolph.
It's Jook, it's Migo, it's Youngster. These the folks that got something to do with this shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? And let me speak on that other shit, the bread guy. I'm not into it with Moneybagg and them, bro. I'm not into it with them folks. Them folks don't got nothing to do with that. Why you?
So he's clearing the air. He's saying like, yo, I ain't into it with Moneybagg Yo and them, dog. I ain't got no issue with Moneybagg Yo and them. Nothing like that.
They big homie came to my food truck. We ain't got no problems, bro. I ain't never had no problem with these folks. It's certain folks that got something to do with this. It's Jook, and Gotti really ain't got nothing to do with this shit. But Jook, his brother. It's Jook, it's Migo, it's Youngster. These the folks that got something to do with this shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? And let me speak on that. I couldn't hear that, bro.
Now, he specifically named a few people there, right? He said it's Jook, it's Migo, it's Youngster. He even said Yo Gotti didn't even have as much to do with it. You know what I mean? But Juke's his brother. So whoever, if it had been any of those people, he would have got on them too. Now, for those of you who are wondering, okay, you hear these names, but who is Big Jook? This is Big Jook right here. This is one of the, I want to say, I don't know his official position at CMG, if he's an A&R president or anything of that nature, but he works with the artist closely, and he's Yo Gotti's oldest brother. Now, there's been a lot of speculation ever since the arrest of Hernandez Govan that Big Jook was involved in the shooting death of Young Dolph. There's pictures of Big Jook and Hernandez Govan together in the club. You could see him clearly in the club with Hernandez Govan with his chain on. And Hernandez Govan is the alleged mastermind in the shooting death of Young Dolph. Hold up, let me pause. Hey, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. And for everybody who hit the like button already, round of applause. All right, let me get back to cooking. So Big Jook is affiliated with all of these different people and can be seen associating with these people directly involved in the Young Dolph murder case. So most people put two and two together and said that maybe it's a possibility that he could be involved. Now, when we listen to this video from Grove Hero, he was obviously involved according to him, right? He even put a dollar amount out there saying that Big Jook put the $40,000 on his head. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not sure if he was talking about his head or if he was talking about Young Dolph's head. But, man, he obviously feels like he has enough information to go online and say this. You know what I mean? And foot stomp it as well. So let's go back to looking at, let's do this. Let's go ahead and run that video back one more time.
And I put tears in my eyes, bro. When I heard that little boy Trey say, man, I miss my dad, Mom. When I heard that f***ed me up, bro. That shit f***ed me up. And keep in mind, I said, if I see Jook, if I see Gotti, if I see Migo, or if I see Youngster, I'm gonna get on. This shit ain't got nothing to do with nobody else, bro. I said if I see them folk, because these folk had something to do with it, bro. These folk don't know that Jook put a hit out, bro. Don't know this. You know what I'm saying? But nah, f*** all that, bro. I need to say that. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna tell the truth, bro. I ain't say, man, hey, bro, how you gonna feel if a nigga told you, hey, man, look, bro, my Jook put a $40,000 hit on you, bro. Like,
you see what I'm saying? It sounded like he said Jook put a $40,000 hit on you, like speaking in the third person, you know? So I don't know. This is crazy, though.
Man, come on, bro. No problem with these folks. It's certain folks that got something to do with this. It's Jook, and Gotti really ain't got nothing to do with this shit. But Jook is his brother. It's Jook, it's Migo, it's Youngster. These the folks that got something to do with this shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? And let me speak on that other shit, the bread.
Now he's gonna clear it up too. He gave names. He said it's Jook, is Migo, and I want to know how Lil Migo is directly involved. Because Lil Migo, everybody always says that he's Silver Spoon, that he grew up in the suburbs. He really isn't about any street stuff. So what I'm wondering is how he puts Lil Migo's name directly in there. Or is he doing that out of the fact that he's signed to Black Youngster? Because he names Black Youngster, he names Lil Migo, he names Big Jook, and he also names Yo Gotti. But there's other members in CMG that he's definitely saying this has nothing to do with. And one of those specifically being Moneybagg Yo.
I'm not in tour with Moneybagg, no, bro. I'm not in tour with them folks. Them folks don't got nothing to do with that. Why you think Big Homie came to my food truck? We ain't got no problems, bro.
Now, for those of you who don't know, there's a Memphis rapper by the name of Big Homie. Big Homie actually has done songs with Straight Drop. I think he's one of the only well-known artists to actually do a song with Straight Drop. But let's go.
I ain't never had no problem with these folks. It's certain folks that got something to do with this. It's Jook, and Gotti really ain't got nothing to do with this shit. But Jook is his brother. It's Jook, it's Migo, it's Youngster. These the folks that got something to do with this shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? And let me speak on that.
All right. So he ends it there, man. It ends there. Now, there's a longer version of the video, but those are the finer points that I wanted to point out in this situation. And basically, he's saying that, yes, he's confirming a lot of the rumors that were out there. There was a murderous plot out there to take Young Dolph's life. People were putting money on people's heads. Even $40,000 was either put on his head or Young Dolph's head. And that's where things, and that's what got things in motion. Hernandez Govan being arrested, seen in pictures with Big Jook, that wasn't just any sort of coincidence. That might actually be somebody that he's linked up with or linked into. And don't forget, the car was found around the corner from where Hernandez Govan allegedly had a place. So, man, a lot of sloppy things going on in this situation as far as street stuff, and obviously it's coming back to bite them now. And with Grove Hero confirming that right there on social media, that lets you know that, man, some of these rumors and things that are out there might be realer than we anticipated or realer than we ever thought, All right, man, so y'all make sure y'all hit that like button and, man, let's do this. Man, let's talk about Lil Migo in this situation too, man, before we get off this subject. How do you guys think this is going to fare for Lil Migo? He still has to answer to Big Jook, Yo Gotti, Black Youngster, and it seems like he ended up getting, the wrong end of this situation. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it looked like he got ran down on, to be real with you, man. So do they say, forget it, dog, you can't be out here wearing your CMG chain and getting ran down on and by a cat with one arm or whatever, and, you out of here? Or do you think that they're just going to chop this up to whatever because they got enough heat on them right now anyways? You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure it's pretty crazy over there, like right now. I am sure it is, man. Why it's an open case, why he's speaking on it. I see a lot of you saying that. And I mean, most people would say, hey, man, this is street stuff. He probably shouldn't even be talking about the fact that people are putting bags on people's heads, especially when you got a case out there. And the detectives are writing down notes watching all this stuff like, yo, man, what did he say? He said 40,000? Okay, we going to ride with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we going to do that. You know what I mean? We going to believe you. That's for real, man. Yeah, wrong sound effect. But y'all get my drift. So, man, let's continue on. So we'll see how this thing ends up for Lil Migo. Now, something else I wanted to talk about, man, really quick, is this Lil Meech situation, right? So, let me take that. Lil Meech, right? So, Lil Meech, the namesake of Big Meech and star of the hit show BMF, and I think he's been on HBO and did a couple shows on there before. He was arrested again, man. And this time, it seems like even 50 Cent, somebody who's relatively close to, is going and clowning him, man. Because for some reason, this cat cannot stay out of trouble, man. Now, I'm going to be talking about this story from Radar Online where it says BMF star Demetrius Lil Meech Flannery Jr. arrested at airport with gun. 50 Cent trolls actor. Now, Demetrius Lil Meech Flannery Jr., who stars in the 50 Cent produced show BMF, has been arrested at Florida airport after police found him with a gun, according to Radar Online. Now, according to court records obtained by Radar Online, Lil Meech, 22 years old, was taken into custody at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport on Tuesday. Law enforcement sources said that the actor had a Glock 19 9mm in his carry-on luggage. Airport security called the Broward County Sheriff's Office to the scene. An insider revealed the gun was not loaded, but a 15-round magazine was found. The actor did not have a carry permit. So they say that Lil Meech was out here heavy, man, carrying the gun, but mistakenly took it to the airport, man. This happens more times than you could imagine. Remember, this happened to Waka Flocka one time, Joel Santana. This happens to a lot of people, man. A lot of people forget to take their gun out of their carry-on or, when they're trying to process in through the airport. And in most states, you're going to get arrested for that. I think every state, actually, you know what I mean? So the actor was arrested at the airport and transported to the local jail. Flannery remains behind bars with a $2,500 bond. He was charged with a felony over the incident. Now, this is crazy. Him catching that felony is a big deal. His bond being $2,500, okay, you can work that situation out, you know? Because in most states it's 10%, and he's probably out right now. But what's crazy is 50 Cent saw this situation, and he probably thought about his long-term investment in the show. Like, dude, I'm paying money for you to be on this show. You keep getting arrested, and this time you cut yourself a felony. So he took to social media to clown him a little bit, man. So let's see what 50 Cent actually said out there, man. Bring up what 50 Cent said. Here he goes. I want you guys to see this. So 50 Cent posted that same mugshot and actually the same story, and with this caption right here. And I want you guys, with this caption right here. He said, what the Lil Meech didn't hear them say cut. BMF returns January 6th, Black Mafia Fridays. So he tried to use it as promotion and make a joke out of it by saying, yo, Lil Meech was like, he didn't hear him say cut. Like he was still acting out here. You know what I mean? Now, Lil Meech has been vocal about different things involving different actors and people who are close to like, who are close to music who have been getting in trouble. And even commented on the fact that he had some recent trouble himself. But it seems like 50 Cent is looking at this the light way, and hopefully he can argue this down. I mean, yeah, he caught a felony gun charge, but man, and that looks bleak on the future, but if he got money and he really getting it, man, he should be able to argue this down in some way. That's what I'm thinking, you know? He said CMG probably punching the air. I see y'all cracking me up, man, in the comments, man. Crazy, man. But I don't know. When it comes to Lil Meech, I think that a lot of these situations he's getting into is because he's still in that mode where he's riding off his dad's, not his coattails, but his dad's image. You know, his dad being one of the main members of BMF, the Big Meech heard about through all sorts of music videos, all sorts of songs. And he kind of just doesn't want to chill back and just be an actor, man. He keeps running into issues. And 50 Cent was just poking at the fact that, yo, dog, you ain't got to do this. You already got a career as an actor. You don't need to be running around here with a gun and acting up. Now, I can't tell somebody not to protect themselves or whatever, but, man, you got to move smarter than that, man. You got to move smarter. Yeah?
Bruh.
All right, man. So I just wanted to talk about that Lil Meech situation for a second there before we get to talking about YNW Melly, man. This is a sad situation here, man. Man, when it comes to YNW Melly, I don't know how to really take this situation because, he's accused of doing some craziness, man. He's accused of actually shooting his homeboys, his two of his best friends, and they feel like they have a solid case against him. But according to YNW Melly, he feels like his life is in danger. So, man, let me bring up this story right here. There you guys go. All right. So he made a post on social media recently where he said this, and it's long, so we're going to sit back and we're going to chop it up, all right? Now, YNW Melly posted on social media, as of this moment today, I am officially in fear of my life, letting it be known that he's scared for his life, bruh. A new captain named Herbert and XO Jenkins have taken over the jail for 2 weeks now and have handed out even harsher punishments for me than the previous ones in place. Since December 1st, I've been moved and housed on a unit that holds 24 inmates at once. I am the only inmate being housed on the vacant unit and with no phone privilege, no telephone, and no access to a newspaper. So letting it be known that he's been moved pretty much to his own solitary, you know what I mean? It's supposed to house 24 people. He's in there by himself. Now, he's had crazy up and downs in this case. The death penalty was on the table. Then it was taken off the table. Then the death penalty was put back on the table. And it's looking like if he's found guilty, that could be his sentence. So we'll see how this goes. Now, he also continues by saying, they are watching my every move on camera, making sure I don't use the phone to tell the world how I am being mistreated, discriminated, threatened, physically harassed. When I come out of my cell for the 1 hour a day, all other inmates in the adjoining dorms must go back in their cell. So he feels isolated, like he's being isolated in this situation and that he can't even communicate with other people. I am being subjected to cruel and unusual treatment at the hands of the deputies and high-ranking staff at the Broward Sheriff's Office. Now, dial back and remember when Kodak Black was going through a similar situation, but he was on the federal level, and he was crying out saying that somebody was tripping on him as well. But it just didn't seem like, in Kodak's situation, sometimes his behavior is so sporadic that you don't know how to take it. But, man, when it comes to these things, you got to realize, man, jail is jail. Prison is prison. So, man, thinking you're going to get some sort of good treatment, especially when you out here eating lobster and shrimp when you're a rap star, it just ain't going to go like that, man. And I'm not trying to doubt what he's saying here, but, man, let's continue, right? Now, he also said, I've been threatened by deputies, lieutenants, and sergeants that say they will hide me from the world. He put that in quotes. And threatened to beat my every day, and if I tell my lawyer, they will lie and say I hit them first. Words from Sergeant Anthony Kidd and Lieutenant John Baptiste. I have literally been hidden from the world, so I have no other choice but to believe the next step is them beating him half to death like they do to other inmates almost daily here at the main all in Broward County. Now, I've never heard much about Broward County Jail. I know there was a big special talking about a lot of these recent prison deaths and things like that and jail deaths, like county jails, you know what I'm saying? Having deaths and things like that. But I don't know. I ain't no expert on that. And a lot of that stuff, man, I'm going to keep it real, bro. It freaks me out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just say, man, to avoid that situation, you got to stay out of jail. Now, I'm not saying that he's guilty. It's possible that he did not commit that shooting, but, man, when you're in there, I'm pretty sure you're at their mercy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All right, man. So let's continue.
Message.
There you go. Delayed.
Never forget, man.
Now, he finishes by saying this. I can't call my family or lawyers to notify them if I have been beaten or harassed. They say my phone privileges are taken permanently because all of the infractions over the last 7 months. Now, what's crazy is, how is he getting out this message? I know jail is different now in those aspects, right? A lot of people, you're able to have a phone. You can even have tablets and things like that. You can scroll down social media and you can see people on live while they're in jail. So every state is different. Every county is different. But, man, in order for him to get this message out, it seems like he had some sort of communication, right? Now, he says he said because of all the infractions the last 7 months, saying that because there's been a lot of infractions that he can't be on the phone. And he says that is a lie. They took my phone privileges indefinitely off of my one violation for using another inmate's PIN to talk on the phone when I am not allowed to use the phone. If I had been treated like every other inmate at this facility, my phone PIN would have been restored and my phone privileges given back after 30 days per the handbook. So this joker in there reading the handbook, you know what I mean?
Bruh.
All right. Did he put this out or did his attorney put this out? I'm wondering, man. Now you got me thinking, you know what I mean? All right. So he continued by saying, I have, however, went without phone privileges since May 8th, 2022. And have not been given back my phone PIN since the first year I was here. I have served all my disciplinary time, so why are my phone privileges still taken? It seems like this is an issue he want to take up with the warden, bro. Like, he's worried. YNW Melly, you got a huge case coming in front of you, you know what I mean? Where your life is literally on the line. And I understand reaching out and communicating with the people is important, but, man, him getting his phone privileges probably ain't as important as proving his innocence. Or maybe they are. Maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't been locked up. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Knock on wood too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Knock on wood, man. You know? All right. Now, he also said, why am I the only inmate on a unit by themselves blocked from any human interaction? There are inmates here that have been, what does it say? There are inmates here that have been convicted or orchestrated robberies over the jail phone, and another who planned an escape from jail that was carried out over jail phone, they are still allowed to use the phone after committing serious crimes and security threats to the facility. Hey, man, is this telling?
Bruh.
Yo, what in the world? What?
Bruh.
Yo, man. Hey, y'all do me a favor, too. If you ain't here right now, make sure you hit that like button, run those likes up, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Oh, yeah. And, man, we're going to be on a regular schedule. Every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, man. We on it. Saturday or Sunday. It's usually going to be Saturday. But, man, go ahead, hit that like button. And for those of you who already hit that like button, all right, so let's continue with YNW Melly telling on everybody in the jail. I'm joking. But he said, but my phone privileges are taken indefinitely for violating a harmless phone policy that carries a punishment of 30 days max. I am housed and surrounded in the care of power-struck deputies and captains of high authority that even have told me to my face that they don't like me and I them off. I'm not safe in the hands of these people, especially if the highest in command in the jail doesn't like me. I am in fear for my life. So this is where they got that. I am in fear of my life. My family is in fear of my life. I cannot do another day here. Someone please help me get moved or another county, or excuse me, someone please help me to get moved to another county jail until my trial, please. So he put this out to TMZ, the local news there, and to the local office there, so the county clerk's office there, right? So the Broward office or whatever, man, and hoping to get some sort of response. Now, at this time, I don't believe there's been any sort of response, and I believe that YNW Melly has been locked up for like over 500-something days. Like, I think he got locked up before the lockdown, and he's still locked down, and everybody else is out. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy, man. That's how long YNW Melly has been locked up, bro. Like, before everything went locked down is when he was brought to justice, or arrested, I should say, right? But I don't know. Y'all tell me in the chat, man. Tell me in the chat, tell me in the comments. Should he be including all that extra stuff about people committing serious crimes and stuff in there? I mean, not saying that I care about anybody snitching. I don't care about that stuff, right? Not really. You know what I mean? Maybe a moral side, but not really, right? What I care about is the fact that might not be as safe for him with the other inmates, like putting that information out there. You feel me? Y'all said snitching. I care to a point. I'm going to keep it funky, man. But, man, it's crazy, man. So it seems like YNW Melly is having a hard go at it in jail, man. And he feels like he's being singled out, and they're not giving him his privileges that he deserves. And to that, I just say, man, try to stay on the straight and narrow. Kids don't do crime. You know what I mean? And for real. Man, here we go. All right.
Message.
There you go.
Never forget, man.
All right, man. So, man, with that, let's do this. I wanted to jump in the chat a little bit, get some of you guys' opinion about some certain things, and there's a couple more stories I want to talk about that are out there. And let me see. Y'all said snitching. Y'all talking about YNW Melly? That was a bold move. I'm going to keep it real, man. That was a bold move. Putting that out there on social media. But I think that in the end, it just comes down to his court case. Like, remember, there was a time he did have a lot of leeway. He had a whole bunch of leeway. Because YNW Melly, he was remember his mom showed up to the courthouse with some not even the courthouse, the jail with some dancers. And before we get out of here, I wanted to talk about this too, man. We ain't talked about Lil Durk in a while. I wanted to talk about this. Are y'all checking this out? Have y'all seen this Loyal Bros that Lil Durk is supposedly dropping or whatnot, man? So this Friday, it looks like, or probably Thursday night, right? It looks like Lil Durk is dropping a new project. And they already dropped their track list. Now, Loyal Bros, the original, that was the one that was featuring pretty much everybody here, including Mimo 600. And it looks like Mimo 600 is not on this Loyal Bros 2. I think him and Lil Durk maybe went their separate ways or whatnot. I'm not sure how that went, so I'm gonna leave it alone, right? But it looks like this is another project where Lil Durk is putting on people who are in OTF or putting OTF pretty much on. You know what I mean? And it's some pretty big features. Like you see song number 2, Mad Max, featuring Future. You have Kodak and Duty Low on ISTC2. Then you've got, who else do we have? I've seen some good features out there. Mostly Crew. You got a new King Von feature on there. Lil Zay Osama. Big 30 is on Mad Cause I'm Rich. I'm wondering how that's going to be because it's him and THF Zoo. Now, THF Zoo, I'm wondering is he still locked up because allegedly he had got somebody's chain. I don't know if that was true or not. Nobody ever came to find out. But all in all, this looks like another crew project from Lil Durk. Looking at the track list, I'm a lock in. But y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Y'all messing with this Loyal Bros too? Or y'all think that, I don't know. I mean, you see what Metro Boomin did last week. Like, it went crazy. That Metro Boomin, but he had a lot of big artists. I mean, that was almost like a DJ Khaled album. He had so many big features on that, man. But it seemed like with Future and all these cats on this Loyal Bros too, it might be worth checking out. I don't know. And no, Lil Durk does not have me on the payroll. It just looks like something I might have some bangers on there, man. I'm interested in that Lil Zay Osama track and all that, right? But with that, man, let's see what you guys are talking about. It ain't many of us in here, you know what I mean? We just getting on our schedule, right? But as we grow, make sure you continue to come back every Tuesday, Thursday, and either Saturday, Sunday. You know what I mean? One of those. You know what I mean? Each week. You know what I mean? But you can definitely plan on me going live around this same time every Tuesday and Thursday, right? Y'all said, ask Melly, was it worth it? I'm pretty sure at this time he would say it was not worth it. You know what I'm saying? I am 100% sure of that. He'd probably tell anybody it wasn't worth it. If he did anything. You know, that's saying if he did anything. Open case while he's speaking on it. Y'all talking about the last story. Y'all talking about Grove Hero. I don't know, man. I don't know how to take the Grove Hero situation, man. I think it's a lot of details that he's putting out there and it's feeding the streets, like for bloggers and people like me. But I don't know, man. Maybe that's secondhand information that he heard. Because like he said in the video, and I like playing this video, so I'm going to play this video again.
I couldn't hear that, bro. And I put tears in my eyes, bro. When I heard that little boy Trey say, man, I miss my dad, Mom. When I heard that f***ed me up, bro. That f***ed me up. And keep in mind, I said, if I see Jook, if I see Gotti, if I see Migo, or if I see Youngster, I'm going to get on. This shit ain't got nothing to do with nobody else, bro. I said if I see them folk, because these folk had something to do with it, bro. These folk don't know that Jook put a hit out, bro. Don't know this shit, you know what I'm saying? But nah, f*** all that, bro. I need to say that. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna tell the truth, bro. I ain't say, man, hey, bro, how you gonna feel if a nigga told you, hey, man, look, bro, man, Jook put a $40,000 hit on you, bro. Like, man, come on, bro. No problem with these folks. It's certain folks that got something to do with this. It's Jook and Gotti really ain't got nothing to do with this shit. But
that was wild too. Him saying that Yo Gotti ain't got nothing to do with this. You know? Like you would think Yo Gotti, and you would think, not saying that he did, you would think he'd be one of the main culprits behind this situation. But let's go.
But Jook, his brother. It's Jook, it's Migo, it's Youngster.
I want to know what Lil Migo's part in it was. You know what I mean? Allegedly, right? Because everybody always says Lil Migo from the suburbs and he's really just a rapper, you know? So is it the fact that he signed a Black Youngster through CMG, signed to CMG through Black Youngster, that he's being thrown in this? Or is it just the fact that, because he cleared several people, there's even a part where he says Big Boogie. He doesn't have a problem with Big Boogie. Big Homie, he doesn't have a problem with Big Homie. So a lot of well-known rappers and CMG affiliates, Big Homie even being a guy who did songs with Straight Drop, but he still put Lil Migo in it. Interesting.
Folks, they got something to do with this shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? And let me speak on that other shit, the bread guy. I'm not into it with Moneybagg, no, bro. I'm not into it with them folks. Them folks don't got nothing to do with that. Why you think Big Homie came to my food truck? We ain't got no problems, bro. I ain't never had no problem with these folks. It's certain folks that got something to do with this. It's Jook and Gotti really ain't got nothing to do with this shit. But Jook his brother. It's Jook, it's Migo, it's Youngster. These the folks that got something to do with this dog. You know what I'm saying? And let me speak on that. I couldn't hear that, bro.
Yeah, he put it out there, man. I don't know. All I know about this is it sounds like most of the information we've been hearing through the rumor channels. You know what I mean? And he just seems to be confirming a lot of those rumors. Now, we'll find out in court who directly was involved and who was really at the top of this scheme, I think, man. But, man, that just gives us a little bit more information or insight to what it could have been going down. Now, with that, y'all do me a favor, man. Before y'all get up out of here, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Make sure we run them likes up. We got about 159 people in here. Everybody in here, make sure you hit that like button. And with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I do one of these lives. And we out of here. Peace. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat, too. Y'all was keeping it moving, man. I saw the conversation. Looked like a good conversation. And, man, you'll be hearing more of this later, man. And with that, we out of here. Peace.